And they changed the words around to deal with a manor life or castle life. So here's how that story goes. I cannot sing, so I will put your phone away. Alright, so here's how it goes. It says, now this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a moment and just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the lord of a castle called Bel Air. My name is Castle Bel Air. Then there's the little musical part. In Western Amsterdam, born and raised, in the courtyard is where I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing all cool, and slaying some dragons outside of the school, when a couple of Vikings who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one sword fight, and my mom got scared and said, "You're moving with your knight and your serf to Bel Air." I whistled for a horse, and when he came near, his breath had this stench, and he had flies near his rear. If anything, I should think that this horse was rare, but I said, "Nah, forget it, onward to Bel Air."
Did they have to look medievalish, or can they be pretty?
What?
Like our castle. Kind of like a princess castle.
You can go with your story.
Well, no, we could.
Final part is I pulled up to the castle about 7 or 8, and I yelled to my horsey, "Get on and smell you later." I looked at my kingdom. I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Lord of Bel Air. So use that. Use that. Another one. This was also 2 years ago. They even crumbled it up and burned the edges to make it look a little different. Yeah, just a little scrolly looking words.
We're obviously using
really a pain in the butt to read.
Wait, do we have to write a song?
The good thing about gingerbread is that it doesn't go bad as fast as cake does.
Okay.
I know
But I can remember who this is. What? It says there once was a brute who flew solo, ravaging people for their money. Around the same time, a band of 3 brothers and a sister were making money in their own way. A fake antidote was created for the Black Plague, and this band of siblings sold it for money. One day, the brute was feeling funny and decided that he probably had the plague, when in fact he actually had diarrhea. The band and the brute first met in the middle of the great Roman Empire under the circumstances of the brute ravaging more and more civilians. For mercy, the band said they would give the brute a free antidote. Miraculously, the antidote worked, and the brutal band, quote unquote, was formed. The fake antidote would later become known as Pepto-Bismol. The brutal band ravaged and scammed, and eventually they obtained enough money to buy the best shields, maces, and a large supply of Greek fire, and a large wooden statue. Don't know why they need that. These supplies were enough to take over a very weak lord and his weak knights in his castle near the Rhine River. The band decided to take on the roles of regular castle dwellers. Since Daniel was the only lady, that makes sense. He took on the role of lady of the castle. Jonathan enjoyed surfing, so he decided to become a serf. Michael wanted to learn the ways of the brute, so he and the brute became the head knights. And since the only occupation left was to be the lord, Eric would become the lord. So I guess.